Okay, so we're going to start this off with a little bit of information here. Sorry for the last couple of days not having any sort of recording going on. I happen to have been away doing family things, so we're back on target and we'll see what's going on. We'll do some leveling today and going over a few things. So, one thing that was there, I think this is a glitch, but the R&D was open up. I think it's because of my last character having it up and open when I switched over. As you can see, it's not supposed to be open until level 15, so that's obviously a bug that needs to get looked at, and I'll probably submit that later on. So that's one of the things I just want to point out. In case anyone that saw it, I'm going to accept all these rewards. You'll see that I use Duff missions to help push things into a better and quicker leveling experience, like that by intention, so that I can make sure that I can get everything done. So I got something over at the Soul System. That's for the Blood of Ancients. The last time people would have been watching saw me do it and get one of these attack consoles here. There's many different reasons why you can do it and get them. Some people like using this resonance set. I'm not necessarily going to be using it in the inset. It's going to be just kind of one of those things that I just going to play with in the meantime, as this is a slightly better set, and I might just get these antiproton beams. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do exactly. It's not going to stop me from doing my leveling that I got planned right now, which is doing this one right here. One of the things you'll see in my end game set will be the subspace field modulator. I want to make sure to point out that it has a plus 34 damage resistance for all energy or all damage types. So, and then plus 15% damage, or defense I should say, sorry. And then the negative 400 proton resistance. Proton is not the same as antiproton. I want to point this out. You need to make sure that you're aware of that, because it is two different things. This mission here should be a quick, easy one. So, the end result that I want to be doing here is essentially leveling up real quick. There were some questions that some people had about DPS and how to measure it. In my Facebook post, there is the post for the DPS League that uses a program called CLR. That's what you see here in the bottom left, this window right here. This is a Java-based program, and you'll see my mouse on my live stream that's in the top left. That's where I put it, and then for recording purposes to help hide some of the stuff, I have it showing up in the bottom left instead. So just don't get confused by seeing two mice. It's not, that's just two mice. You see these patrols that you do from time to time. Make sure you hit them as you go around, because it'll help level you up a little faster. It's an extra experience, even though it may not necessarily be a whole lot. Just as a good tip to help level even faster and to get up to speed. The quicker you get into a better ship, the quicker you can level later on and be able to use more missions to stack towards your in-game setup, like your tree specializations. One thing as a note here that I have been able to do, I want to point this out, is I have been able to log in on my separate characters to do a little Zen trading. So I want to just point this out. If you remember, I started off, this character had 0 Zen built up. It's currently now at 61 Zen. This is with those 3 extra characters, I've been able to make a 2,000 dilithium times 3 characters, so that's 6,000 extra Zen or extra dilithium to take the total amount up to enough to get 61 dilithium or 61 Zen. So now I can take this, and I earned 242. So in this case here, I'm going to pull this out, and then I'm going to try and sell this at 243 to make a profit on this. The more you can add from dilithium, and you notice it goes up to 14,000 now. The more you can add in dilithium to help add into this boost, the quicker you'll be able to build up your dilithium, your surplus in stores. So every bit you get, throw into the Zen Exchange to help get it up. And I suspect if the more I do this, the more likely I am to have that 2,500 by the time I hit level 50, maybe even a little sooner, and have a little bit more. So just want to point some of those things out. As a side note, the other stack of Zen that I have there for sale is got a build up of about 440,000 dilithium that's available. I want to pull that up here real quick. So we got 1,786. So you can easily make it up. That started off with just 1,000 Zen when I started this a couple weeks ago. So just want to make sure that you are aware of that. Once again, get all these scan-ins that you can for the minerals, because you will need it as time goes along to build your stuff and build your R&D up. Especially if you're not going to have someone that's able to give you a bunch to start off with. Always use the maps. This is a ground combat one, so it's not exactly my favorite. Second here while I answer to someone's message here on Facebook. Alright, at this point here, due to the fact that a lot of this is just basically going through and doing the missions, most of what's going to happen here is I'm just going to turn the mic off. If there's anyone that's in the channels that happen to join with me, or in the Facebook page that happen to post some questions for me, that's where I'm going to open that up. Hopefully today we'll be able to get up to the R&D to start going over that. So some things I want to make sure that I break down in there. That's going to be a little bit of a explanation that needs to happen for R&D, so that anyone who starts off using it gets a good idea of what to do. And for any Delta recruit that's yet to get up to that point, they can best plan on what to expect and how to best utilize the Delta recruits very specific bonus that they get later on. And that might end up being a special additional discussion on that to make sure that everything's done properly. So Off goes the mic.
Connected. Channel switched.
On the front lines of the Klingon Federation war, brave captains from both sides battle to defend their homes and gain advantages for their faction. Each death has meaning, every victory can turn the tide. These are the conflicts that will determine the fate of the Quadrant. Congratulations, Lieutenant Commander.
Spin the wheel and win. Spin the wheel and win.
Congratulations, Lieutenant Commander.
So at this point I've hit level 15. I want to go over a couple things here since we have it ability now. Those who were watching earlier saw me basically come in here, 242, and throw up another set of 5 at 242, 964, do another 3. There is a limit of how much you can actually put up at a time, so that's something to be aware of. That's a little bit, it'll say you got too many offers out there. You'll have to cancel them and start all over. Alright, so here we got the R&D that we can actually finally look at and take and dig into. I've already done a completely comprehensive on this, so this is going to be very brief. As a Delta recruit, I know one factor that's going to happen, and that is this right here. There's a couple of rewards, one for hitting level 1 R&D. This is going to give you a officer that is good for making all the Aegis equipment. That's a shield, deflector, and engine. Then level 5 as a award here, if you look at this here, it's going to give you the ability to take a single R&D school instantly to level 10. If you have a Delta recruit and you have not got up your R&D to level 5, I suggest you take a look at this and pick which one you want to do. For anyone who is doing the math, if you put it on the school that you're most likely to use right off the bat, you're going to lose 5 levels that you could have gained with another level. So it is best to use this on to be starting your schooling on something else other than what your main profession would be. In this case here, I'm going with the beams. That's going to be my main thing that I want to get up first, because it has a level 15 R&D special here that is good for beam schooling. So I am not going to be making something here in the beams. Now, one of the things that you can do as a side note, for those who are curious, is you can go in here and you can pick yourself a shield, and if you got the things, you can get your XP that you need for a level. So you can get basically everything up to level 5 real quick if you got the materials. In this case here, I'm missing these, and I can quickly come in here. I'm going to get 1 experience for this 1 shield item. So I'm going to make that and get it going here. And I'm going to let it claim. And this is a quick way to instantly get a couple of things up to level 1 very fast. So, because this will take it instantly into level 5, and you never know, you may get yourself a shield that's better than what you have. In my case here, I can go all the way to right about there, hit confirm. You notice how it has a little bit more things that you need to be making for that. It's because you're not doing a level 2 item. But if you come back here to level 2, hit confirm, see that changes instantly down. I recommend on any case that you always start off with a Mark II item that you're crafting. As you get to level 10 to 11, you'll get a 90 to 100% chance of getting a very rare item. You'll see here this is the level 0, so you start off with a very low chance, and you can craft that, and you notice that you can instantly finish it. Supposedly they've added a way to do it, and since I'm not too worried about 75 Zen, there it is. It does actually say now, asking you if you're sure you want to finish it now. This is something that didn't happen before. If you clicked on that finish now, it instantly turned to collect now. So that's one of the things to take into account that's going on differently with the R&D now. But I am going to finish that now and see how that's instantly a level 2. You could also have done a 24-hour thing, or you can continue to do a Mark II item that takes 5 minutes, and you can push all of your items in a quick period of time. I'm going to probably do about 5 of these. You notice that you can click on this to get the scale up, and you can craft 5 at once rather than doing it one at a time. So that's something to take into account for all those items. Like I said, once you get each one up, you can quickly take a couple tools up to level 1, and you can really get each of your items very fast up to 2 or 3 that's got level 2 to 4 without a whole lot of hassle that you're doing in the long run. So you don't necessarily have to be doing the daily projects that you can be doing with the R&D school. This is how a lot of what's going on here will be done, and not necessarily for the purpose of actually using the item. It's more or less just to get the R&D school up. I already know that if as soon as I start getting into doing runs, I'm going to end up with a bunch of materials very fast and very quickly. So it's not an overall huge concern. And you know, at the very worst, I end up with a very rare, with the 5% chance that I have. I can end up with a very rare shield. That's a lot better than what I have here at a Mark II. So you'll see me doing this as I go about. I'm not going to stop doing my other things that I have to do. So I'm going to still continue to level. I just wanted to stop and explain this. You can quickly get this up, and you know, being level 5, it's not a huge concern overall. I will say this though, with the R&D school, to get it up so you can start making energy credits, the sooner you can get it up, the faster. I will try and save a lot of my items for the 20-hour period here with the school at the bottom here, this research project. And I'll probably pick one of these other ones that's a level 0, so that I can start off with with more that's at a higher level than simply at a level 1. And like I said, I'm going to try and be pushing this up in the next 20 minutes or so that I got left here. See if I can get a level 5 out of here before I get done here, and that's pushing it one item after the next. So that's one of the interesting things that you can do. If you want to push it faster, you see how I got this already. So I'm going to open this up. This officer here, Gunmare, he is the officer that's designed for doing the R&D crafting school. So go in here. So he's right there. He's also got a very good science cooldown if you use the shield heals, but he's the only one that can make this Aegis gear. For anyone that's not a Delta recruit, you're going to have to spend 2,000 plus dilithium doing one of the missions that's at the Academy, at both Klingon and Federation, so that you can get a chance to win him. He's not a guarantee that you're going to get him on the first time, so you may take a few times to get him. So just want to go over some of those things. As a side note, I want to make sure to point this out. If you are coordinating up these, for example, it loads up your officer here. If you do this first before your R&D, your assignments, you got the potential that you won't get any of your R&D done, because it may take this officer and make him unavailable for helping out with the projects. So this is a caveat that you have. of using the Duffs versus the R&D. And if they've got an R&D that they're doing already, for example, this officer here, I can still use this officer over here. So when you are done for the day and you know you're not going to be back on for 20 hours and you're scheduling up your 20-hour projects from the R&D schools, these ones down here, it's the bottom of every single one. It always says research project, and it say whatever technology that it is. In this case, beam technology. This is a 20-hour project. It is worth doing to push up your things. You can, with the R&D system, you can queue up 3 of them at a time so that you can push one faster than the rest. And you'll probably see me as soon as I get a couple level 2s and hopefully a level 4 today, queuing up at least 2 of them going into one project. And that is for that special particular purpose there. This is one of the quirks that you sometimes will see going from one to the next. You see how it's, in some cases it was staying and lagging behind. Sometimes it happens, sometimes you have to close the tab here and then open it back up again. If you got fortunate enough to get some of these Omega items, these Omega traces, and research them up into the slivers, shards, fragments, and the technology kits, you're fortunate because that essentially is the equivalent of 2 experimental kits being applied at one time. So a very rare Mark II with a 2x accelerator would get a 40% chance to upgrade versus a 20% chance to upgrade it at the same amount. So that's something to be aware of. See right there, I got something that's probably a little bit better, phaser times 2 on the rare shield. So I'll probably end up using that instead of what I got here, which is just a common, or an uncommon I should say. So, but that's the R&D in a nutshell. I'm almost going to be marking this for those who want to come back later on and review it, so that you can know which one it is off the back of the hand that has a quick R&D nutshell explanation. So, mic's going back off. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to say something in the chat or on the Facebook post, and I'll make sure to answer it if I still have time and if I'm on here.
Congratulations, Lieutenant Commander.